On January, the Palisades fire tore through Malibu, taking lives and forever changing our community. The fire swept across our hillsides and coastline, destroying more than 700 homes and businesses, and places filled with memory. Most painfully, precious lives were lost, and their absence is at the heart of Malibu's recovery. Weeks later, heavy rains closed Pacific Coast Highway, our lifeline, cutting off neighborhoods and driving local business activity down more than 30%. Even after lanes reopened, the impacts continued. Yet, in the face of disaster, Malibu showed its true character. Neighbors opened their doors. Volunteers filled donation centers. First responders and utility crews worked tirelessly. In countless quiet moments of courage, compassion, and generosity, the meaning of community became clear. Rebuilding Malibu is a shared effort that extends beyond infrastructure, supporting residents as they rebuild homes and neighborhoods, preserving local businesses, and helping people restore their lives while honoring those who will not return. The numbers tell part of the story, but cannot capture the weight of what was taken. And yet, in the ashes, we found something unexpected. We found each other. 1 year later, we reflect on what we have lost, honor the resilience of our neighbors, and look ahead to work still underway. Homes are rising again, businesses are reopening, critical work continues along PCH, progress that continues one step at a time. As we look ahead, the focus is on preparedness and protection, strengthening fire safety, hardening infrastructure, and building a community ready for the challenges ahead. Today, 1 year later, we remember. We remember those we lost. We remember the heroes who fought to save us. We remember the moment we realized what truly matters. Our commitment to each other has remained constant. Resilience is about our strength of community. It's about our shared remembrance and moving forward together. The fire took a lot from us, but it could not take our spirit, compassion, and determination to rise from the ashes more united than before.
On this anniversary of the Palisades fire, we remember the 700 plus homes that were destroyed and the lives of our friends and neighbors that were forever changed by this fire. We also extend our deepest gratitude to the firefighters, first responders, the volunteers and neighbors who stepped forward in our darkest hours. Their courage and compassion reflects who we are as a community. Together, we will continue to honor what was lost by supporting one another and building a future worthy of the Malibu community we love.
Hey, I'm Helen Conrad, and I'm a Malibu City Council member, and I'm standing here in front of a tree that my friends, the Malibu Stitchers, the knit group that is part of the Malibu City Senior Center, we all knitted a beautiful project in honor and memory of Palisades fire, which January 7th, we all know what happened. This has been a year of turmoil and trauma, and I hope that the next year will be full of hope. And I'm standing with my two friends that help make myself feel hopeful.
To our city staff, our volunteers, and our neighbors, who even before the fires reached their homes were assisting others and who are now working to rebuild our city. You have my gratitude and that of all you touch every day with your kindness and energy. We're well on our way to rebuilding and preparing to do all we can to make sure there is not a next time. We'll be even more Malibu strong in the future. And on this anniversary, we have to remember there's a brighter side to a new beginning.
Malibu Forward is the city's commitment to rebuilding with respect and care, strengthening safety, supporting recovery, and shaping a more resilient future for the community.
I don't think, oh, it is on. Hi, we're the Malibu Senior Choir, and thank you. Thank you. Make sure you do that before we sing. But we've got a nice feeling for everything in Malibu, and all of us have been through the ups and the downs and everything else in Malibu. But you know, singing for 1 hour a week makes a lot better. We hope you'll agree.
Hello, everyone. I can just tell you, I had such a memory there. My mom was part of the chorus when she was alive, and For those of you who don't know, I worked right upstairs, and so I would hear your singing every day on Tuesday mornings, and so I got quite the memory there, so thank you very much. So, thank you to Malibu's own Senior Center Choir for that lovely performance. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today to commemorate a pivotal moment in Malibu's history. If you're able to, would you please stand and join me in a pledge of allegiance? Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have gathered for this ceremonial event as a community to remember, to reflect, and to stand together. And now, please join me in a moment of silence in honor of the lives we've lost, for the families who continue to carry that loss, and for all who were forever changed by the Palisades fire. Thank you. Governor Gavin Newsom today issued a proclamation declaring January 7th, 2026 as a day of remembrance for the Los Angeles fires, and in honor of the day ordered all flags at state buildings to be flown at half-staff, and we have done so here at City Hall. 1 year ago, on January 7th, our lives were forever changed by the flames of the Palisades fire that ravaged our community, our hillsides, and our coastline, our neighborhoods. The fire raced through Malibu with terrifying speed, leaving devastation in its wake. Lives were lost, homes and businesses were destroyed, entire neighborhoods were left unrecognizable in a matter of hours. The impact of that day did not end when the flames were extinguished. It followed us into the weeks, months, and the year that came after. I can't believe it's only been a year. It feels so much longer. I speak tonight first and foremost as a lifelong resident, but also as your mayor. I grew up here. I raised my family here. I have watched this community face wildfires before, and I have watched it endure. Wildfires have always threatened Malibu. That reality is part of our history, but so is resilience. Malibu has always come together to survive and move forward by drawing strength from the incredible spirit of its residents and the strong bonds that hold this community together. After the fire, our community was tested again. Heavy rains brought mudslides and debris flows. Pacific Coast Highway, our lifeline, was closed. Neighborhoods were cut off. Businesses were crushed. Visitors stopped coming. Daily life became harder. And still, our people showed up, as they always have. They showed up for their neighbors they had known for decades, and for neighbors they had just met. They showed up with open doors, donated supplies, warm meals, and quiet acts of kindness. They showed up as first responders, utility workers, volunteers, city staff, and partner agencies, working long hours under immense pressure. That is Malibu. Rebuilding has not been easy, and it has not been fast, and we still continue to push forward. Community members have navigated insurance, paperwork, and incredibly difficult personal decisions. Some have decided to move on to start over elsewhere. Recovery is not about replacing structures as much as it is about restoring lives, stability, and a sense of home. Excuse me. It is also about honoring those who will not return and holding space for grief that does not fade with time. 1 year later, we can see progress. Thank you. Sure. Homes are rising again. Businesses are reopening. Pacific Coast Highway is improving as time goes by. The road ahead is long, but every day we continue moving forward on it because Malibu never gives up. As we look ahead, our focus remains on care, connection, and community, being the constant companion holding the hands of those who are rebuilding to honor what we have been through and to protect what we love. Tonight is about remembrance, what we have lost and what we have been through, honoring those who have stepped forward when it mattered most, affirming the values that have defined Malibu and that have always carried Malibu through its hardest moments. Compassion, mutual support, and a deep commitment to one another. The Palisades fire took much from us, but it did not take who we are. We are still here, and we are still together. And while we remember our deep felt losses, we will honor our community's resilient spirit and continue to move Malibu forward. Thank you to everyone who has joined us today for this remembrance event. Thank you, Senator Van Allen, Assemblymember Jackie Irwin, Supervisor Lindsay Horvath, Sheriff Robert Luna, and Los Angeles County Deputy Chief Drew Smith. Additionally, representative from Congressman Brad Sherman's office is here, Sam Reagan. And for your steadfast support of Malibu during our times of crisis. And thank you to the governor for sending a letter of support for Malibu. At this time, I will now introduce our first speaker, and that will be Assemblymember Jackie Irwin. Please join me.
Good evening, residents of Malibu, city staff, council members, mayor, all our dignitaries. 1 year ago today, the communities of Malibu and Pacific Palisades experienced an unimaginable loss of lives, homes, and livelihoods. There are no words to adequately describe the anguish of loss or the frustration of navigating a new start. It's all our wishes that things would just go back to the way they were as soon as possible, but in many cases, it becomes clear that the irreplaceable is exactly that, irreplaceable. The photo albums, the ceramics the kids made in class, an old Letterman jacket, a wedding dress, these are not just things, but physical embodiments of our stories. I've heard from survivors who described the tears they had having to chronicle just how much they lost as they work on lists for their insurance companies and now have to view their lives' journey through a dollar amount. Unfortunately, those in Malibu are no stranger to the heartbreak of wildfires. Just weeks before the Palisades fire, many of you were right here in this very chamber as the winds picked up and the Franklin fire broke out. And this, while many of you are still picking up the pieces in the aftermath of the devastating Woolsey fire. However, after each of these tragedies have struck, we have seen something undeniable, the perseverance of the human spirit. What continues to be profound is that even among the debris, our communities have shown an unwillingness to abandon one another. There are those who have lost everything who still show up whenever they can. There are volunteers with no house to go home to, and yet provide endless acts of service. There are neighbors who have found a calling to do everything they can to prevent this calamity from happening to somebody else. All of this proves that a community is not just a collection of buildings, but of people. While we are here today to remember what we've lost, we celebrate an example of a community that has been showcased to the rest of the nation. From the restaurants that have stepped up to feed others, businesses that have kept payroll, local nonprofits that have provided clothing, and first responders who have worked around the clock, putting their lives on the line under the most demanding of conditions. My commitment and the commitment of my staff and colleagues is that we will continue the work. We understand that the job is far from being done. As cleanup and recovery efforts move forward, we will continue to show up for you, removing whatever obstacles we can and providing the support you need to start anew. We reaffirm our resolve to help you rebuild stronger, safer, and more resilient in the future. And we will honor your perseverance with our persistence. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Assemblymember Irwin. Now I have the honor of introducing Senator Ben Allen.
Very good afternoon to everyone. It's been a very heavy day. I've spent the whole day, like so many of my colleagues, in various parts of the fire zone, so terribly impacted by the events of last January 7th. My name is Ben Allen. I'm honored to represent both the Palisades, Malibu, West Side, South Bay communities of LA County, and it's just an honor to be with you here today. It was a day, of course, that none of us will ever forget. January 7th, it was a day of profound loss for so many families here in Malibu and all of our surrounding mountain neighbors. Homes were lost, communities were shattered, kids were impacted, our schools. It was a day that marked a lot of frustration as well. Frustration with our government, frustration with our infrastructure, frustration with our insurance system. And a lot of what we've been all doing over the past year is in addition to trying to make sure that the recovery is expeditious, also trying to learn lessons from these experiences. And we've all seen as we've struggled to learn those lessons, and various levels of government have responded better than others. We also know that this was a time where neighbors showed up for each other. Faith communities opened their doors, collective determination to rebuild, not just structures, but also our community. And I do want to take a moment to express deep gratitude to all the public workers who are on the ground every day working to bring back our community to full strength. They've stepped up every day to meet this moment, and thank you to them. Of course, what's so wild for me, having represented this community over different sections of time, is how this almost feels like deja vu. We gathered after the Woolsey fire. There was the Broad fire, the Franklin fire, the Palisades fire. Those are just the more recent ones in striking succession. So we know Malibu is an incredibly resilient community, but we have to take steps now to increase our resiliency and really take risk reduction more seriously. Take fire risk reduction more seriously. And that goes for so many different layers of our system, both in the way that we manage vegetation, both on public and private lands, but also the way we build our homes and the way we retrofit our homes and harden our homes and utilize better construction materials and window materials. And I just went to go tour a house, for example, that now is all Pyrex windows. And they have aluminum shutters that come down, that are triggered by high heat, with misters right over that will send, fire retardant down onto the shutters, because that was where the cement homes were most likely, or the concrete homes were most likely to be burned, because the windows would break open as a conflagration was moving through. So there's all sorts of ways that we need to start to incorporate the fire science more effectively in the way that we rebuild. So we know there's going to be so many challenges ahead. I want to just echo my colleague, Assemblymember Irwin's comments when she says that we really do take this work of serving the community really seriously, and that our doors are open, our phone lines are open. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us. So many constituents have been working with us as they've been trying to get their insurance challenges addressed, as they may have had permitting issues at the state level. Please don't hesitate to be in close touch with us as we seek to help you get back on your feet. And again, thank you to our good partners at the county, the city of Malibu, our federal partners as well, though we got to get more money back. But thank you for the work you've done, Mary Ann, and all the wonderful staff here at the Malibu City Hall. Let's get some permitting done for those folks that are trying to rebuild. I know you're hard at work trying to make sure that we rebuild in a resilient and safe way. And so, God bless this wonderful Malibu community.
Thank you, Senator. Now my pleasure to introduce our local county supervisor, Supervisor Lindsay Horvath.
Thank you so much, Madam Mayor, and good evening to the Malibu community. I think that silence is important. It holds space for the things that we've lost. It reminds us of the pain that we feel. It doesn't allow data or media or all of the other noise that's around us to take away what is so significant about today, about the memories that we hold, and the space that we create for each other. I'm grateful to Madam Mayor, to the City Council, to the staff of the City of Malibu. Thank you for hosting this space for us to come together in community, to be here together with one another. As has been said, lives were lost and homes and cherished memories were destroyed. Small businesses have felt the impacts every day. The Palisades fire devastated and forever changed our communities. And while it is named for where the fire began, it has ravaged communities, and by that name, in some ways, erased the experience of many community members who have lived through it. So I want to acknowledge the pain that Malibu specifically has felt, the lives lost, and the communities that have been impacted. To the Malibu residents who have lost their homes, you have my commitment that we will not stop until families are back in their homes and neighborhoods and until their lives are fully rebuilt. This recovery is not measured in reports or press releases, but by whether people can safely return, whether they can rebuild, and most importantly, whether they can reconnect with the communities that they love. That remains our North Star. To Malibu volunteers, to our fire department, to our sheriff's department, to our Office of Emergency Management, to Public Works, our county and city departments who all showed up, to our nonprofits and community-based organizations who have served this community tirelessly. We thank you for your heroism, for your activism, and for the ways that you have responded to community needs. You've stepped up in tremendous ways, and we would not be able to respond or to recover from these fires without your partnership. Thank you. From Malibu Arson Watch to Malibu Boys and Girls Club to the Community Fire Brigade members, the community leaders of Malibu stand at the forefront of emergency preparedness, of our response, and now our recovery. As we move through this recovery process, I'm committed to carrying forward the lessons learned, the best practices to ensure that our communities are built back stronger and more resilient. That means strengthening our emergency response at every level, and I will continue to push our county to strengthen our Office of Emergency Management, increasing its budget, staff, and tools necessary for a county of 10 million people. More, the county has accelerated water infrastructure investments in this region for the Santa Monica Mountain communities. I have advanced a 5-year, $200 million plan to strengthen Waterworks District 29, adding backup generators, expanding water storage, and improving interconnections for better fire flow. For our Malibu small business owners, my office recently provided $310,000 in direct relief to small businesses. And through a Malibu Topanga Business Interruption Fund, we will continue to invest in our businesses. This is in addition to the $55 million that the county has provided to households, to businesses, and to workers. These are data points of the action items that we have done and the work that we have undertaken, but they in no way encapsulate the memories that each of you now hold, from the experiences that you have had, from the connections that you have had with your community members, for the ways that you fought to protect what is so special about Malibu, and to fight to bring back what you know and hold dear in your hearts. From Woolsey to Franklin to Palisades and so many more, the Malibu community has exhibited tremendous resiliency. I don't know about you, but today I've sort of been through an emotional roller coaster. And some days I don't want to be called resilient. I want to be a little bit softer. I want it to be okay to cry. I want there to be people we can turn to, a shoulder to lean on, someone I can turn to in my community. And when you've lost your home, that's even harder to reach. So please know that I and everyone in my office are here to support you, whatever it takes. Whether you're coming back to Malibu forever, temporarily, whatever it is that you need, our office is here to support. We've heard from so many of you, and we know that recovery is not linear. Some days bring progress, while others bring hardship. That reality is why our approach remains flexible, responsive, and centered on what residents are actually experiencing and need in each phase of this recovery. Whatever Malibu needs, LA County will continue to show up. I want to thank my partners in the county as well. I know in a special way, the fire department and sheriff's department face the unimaginable. And I just want to thank you, Sheriff Luna, to all of our sheriff and fire personnel. Thank you is never enough, but it can never be said enough. Thank you. We will recover safely, fully, and together. And as part of that recovery, this Saturday, we will be gathering at Pepperdine from 11:30 to 3 for a community gathering with healing activities, music, food, and most importantly, time together. This is a space that we're intentionally creating to bring people together to heal, to be in community, and to know that you are not alone. We hope that we can see you there, and I especially want to thank the City of Malibu and Pepperdine for their partnership in making this space possible. Thank you all for welcoming me here this evening. Thank you for trusting me to continue to work with you in every phase of this recovery. I know by working together, we will stand stronger. Thank you.
just want to reiterate, the help and the support that we've gotten from Senator Allen's office, from Assemblymember Irwin's office, and from Supervisor Horvath has been remarkable, and it's something that we haven't seen. It's been unprecedented in how we've had responses before. So I really want to reiterate that they have been outstanding, and they've been great partners, and they have really looked at ways to help. And just thank you. It's been great. At this time, if you reach out to them, they will find a way to do something. So please take them up on their offers there. At this time, I'd like to welcome Sheriff Robert Luna to the stage.
Well, good evening to each and every one of you. And before I start my short comments, the tribute that I give up here, the reason I'm up here, is the 7 lives, the 7 neighbors that we lost. That's not lost on any of us. For anyone who lost a home, a business, a pet, that's why it's important that we are here tonight. Because I am the sheriff of Los Angeles County, our neighbors about 50 miles away in Altadena, which is also ours, we lost 19 lives there, not to mention the 5 in the Palisades. So that's not lost on any of us, and that's a tribute to all of them. This weekend I was in Altadena, and I read a quote that I'm going to share with you that I thought was really important. Kind of a news junkie. There's an old commentator, and I should say a seasoned commentator named Bob Schieffer, who used to be on CBS. And he had this quote that's always stuck with me. And it says, "Let's allow the worst to bring out the best in us." And kind of that's the theme I'm up here to share with you, is because that's what I've seen from this Malibu community and the other communities impacted by what is the worst disaster in LA County history. And that's what sometimes people forget that ask us the questions, very good questions, and challenge us, as they should, about everything that happened. And I get it as I stand up here. We're still in the middle of this. The pain is fresh. The recovery, for the most part, hasn't started. But I have faith in the leaders that you've heard come up here to speak before me, that they're going to get the job done. I also have the faith in each and every one of you that's going to hold each of us accountable. And it's interesting because I'm listening to Supervisor Horvath, and you see her break down a little bit and talked about being soft. And I'm thinking the whole time, man, she kicks my butt behind the scenes because she's very demanding, and her standards are very high. So thank you for that. But I stand up here as your sheriff, but I'm representing the men and women of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department and its volunteers. And it's not lost on me that I would use Malibu as an example, because this is such a disaster-prone area. We have history here together, and we've learned from each other. We've gotten mad at each other, but here we stand together again. And unfortunately, I'd like to tell you that this is the last time this is going to happen. I pray it would be the last, but it won't be. And whether it's a fire, flooding, or what I keep on trying to prepare all of us for is that big earthquake, we need to be prepared. We need to watch each other's back. And I am preaching to the choir because I've seen this from Malibu over and over. But I do want to bring attention to my folks that were working here the night of and the days after. Because when I would speak to them, it was so obvious to me that it wasn't just, hey, I'm going to work tonight, or I want to go home tonight because I'm tired. Each and every deputy sheriff and volunteer that I ran into from our department We had to order them to leave because they feel that they're part of this community. We have special people here. And whether it was our arson watch folks that were very, very helpful, our volunteers on patrol, which were very, very helpful, working through our real-time watch center, which we've gotten a lot of support from a lot of you folks in here to put that together, and then our deputy sheriffs who were out there. So if you don't mind, if everybody from the LA County Sheriff's Department who's either an employee or a volunteer, can you stand really quick? Thank you. I appreciate that. Your captain, Dustin Carr, is here. And we have special people who work here. They want to be assigned here, and they've done a great job. And I know my partners from the fire department are going to come up here because I'd have them stand too, but I'm sure he's probably going to do that because I just saw a lot of heroic action. I saw people who were trying to evacuate and get the heck out of here, and they were going the opposite direction. In some cases, their cars were so hot they could have baked cookies inside of them when they were going right into to risk their lives to save lives. And many of you in here may have been on the other end of that. So thank you very much for being our partners. We look forward to continue to work with you. And again, I have seen what Bob Schieffer talked about, that the worst, or what we think is the worst, happened to us. And you know what? Malibu stood up and you showed the best of us. And I got to tell you, in all the calls I got, and a lot of them were emergency type calls. And by the way, I don't know if many of you know this, we had 17 employees who lost their homes during the fires. Many of them who knew they lost their homes and stayed at work or wanted to come back to work to help. That just tells you the resilience of the folks that we have working for us. But a lot of the calls I received were for people, I want to donate money. I want to donate food, water. I want to donate my home for people could stay there. I witnessed the best that Malibu, Altadena, and realistically all of LA County had to show the world. And I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of each and every one of you, but I don't stand here claiming victory. We have a lot of work to do. So let's just stay together. Let's continue to communicate. Let's continue to coordinate, and we'll get to where we need to get to. Thank you very much, folks. Thank you very much.
Excuse me, it's now my great honor to introduce Assistant Fire Chief Drew Smith.
Thank you, Mayor, and yes, my introduction, Drew Smith. I'm the Assistant Fire Chief of the area. I have represented with me our local jurisdictional battalion chief, our community service liaison, Megan Courier, and Fire Company Engine 88. So it's right down the road here. And you're right, Sheriff. I am going to have my guys and girls stand up so we can say how proud we are of representing the city of Malibu. So thank you. And a lot has been said. I can say from the fire department perspective, the teamwork and collaboration that we have from all levels of local government for us is amazing. We have been doing this a long time, as it's been stated, with natural disasters and especially wildfire in the area. We have a playbook, we have a script, we implement that. And truthfully, we don't like to lose. But sometimes Mother Nature gets angry. And we have to go and we have to put our people from the fire side of the house, the law enforcement side of the house, in a life safety mode and put them in some dangerous positions to perform that life safety mode. And when I hear this collective component that we have of community, which is one of our core values, That's why we're here. We're proud to serve you in the city of Malibu. We are proud to serve the county of Los Angeles. And with that workforce, we can do incredible things. And the recovery is when we come together once again as a community, as local government agencies, besides going and fighting fires, dealing with emergencies. It's the day-to-day customer service calls that give us a lot of satisfaction. When we do all our public events, we're here quite a bit for stuff. We love that. We really do. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart as your assistant fire chief, talking for our fire chief, Anthony Maroney, we appreciate being your fire department. We appreciate all your support. And just the fire department, sheriff's department, board of supervisors, the county family is here. And we want to thank you very much. I want to thank you very much. Thank you.
And I just want to say a thank you to the volunteers of this community. A few weeks ago, we honored our community volunteers. We had our community brigade members, our Malibu VOPs, our arson watch, our CERT members. This community has such an amazing group of people who step up. And many of them lost their homes, but as the sheriff said, they were still out there. They were still helping their neighbors move forward. And I just want to thank our community in general. You're a remarkable group of friends and neighbors, and we're in this together. And thank you for being you. And I hope everybody is able to return. At this time, I'm going to introduce our poet laureate, Charlotte Ward. You all received a copy of her poem, and I believe she's going to give us a reading. So thank you.
After all of these brave, responsive people, it may seem an odd ending that I bring you words. What I have found out from neurological studies is something surprising, though, and that is that with muscle testing by physicians and psychiatrists, they have found that rhythmic rhyming poetry balances both sides of the brain and brings healing in its midst. And for this reason, I hope that I add to the voices that have already spoken and contributed with a healing message. From my heart, I wrote this for you. And the city has provided a card that you can take with you so that if you want to read something that rhymes and has rhythm and brings balance to both sides of your brain, you can take the card with you and read it at your leisure. For some of you who may have missed the studies of Greek or mythology, I'm going to do something that's not usually done about a poem. I'm going to discuss a couple of words that I've used. One is Stygian, and that refers to the river Styx, the dark river into the underground. Another word is Sisyphean, and that refers to Sisyphus, whom Zeus condemned to pushing a boulder up a mountain over and over again, never reaching the summit with the boulder, having it roll back infinitely. The other word is Hibernian, and that means the darkest time of the year, the longest days of the year. The poem is called Wave Forms. on the longest nights of the year. Ravenous brush fires spread, consuming ridge after ridge. Fearful, stunned, helpless, we fled the ominous sight as our very existence quavered in question. During the dry hibernal season, high-pressure aggression fueled ferocious flames. Vast swaths of tender spark wasted irreparable chaparral. Even when choppers sliced the dark wildscape dependent on dousing, winds wrested control of Stygian vortexes, evaporating seawater. Whole neighborhoods burned to oblivion. Protean time dawns another year. Remembrance through the window, translucent under opportune skies, brings a healing balm of flow fringing the mountains green. During reassuring daylight, calmed by cascading spindrift and waveforms of tenderest night, dreams evolve ever so slowly. Rekindled hope glimmers. Possibilities improve perception. Emotive existence shimmers with onshore aromas of aliveness. Dilemmas that seemed Sisyphean resolve to meaning in the fluted surf. Now, promise evokes a new meridian. Let it be. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlotte, for your wonderful words. That's going to conclude our formal portion of the evening. We invite everyone to stay. We do have light refreshments. Just exit through the doors and out into the lobby into the multipurpose room. We want time for people to be able to meet each other, hug, reconnect, and celebrate our beautiful Malibu. Thank you.
And try to talk to those people.